journey to find myself from a very young time, and so I guess this whole search and wish to set myself free.
You have such an interesting story to me, and I'm sure to many people, and I know that you are a speaker, you are an activist, you are a mountaineer, explorer extraordinary, you're a pilot, you have so many things that you do. You're just extraordinary.
I ended up being in the foothills of the Himalayas, where His Holiness the Dalai Lama is based, where the Tibetan refugees find their capital. It's called Lhasa in short, to rhyme with Lhasa, which is the capital of Tibet. But that's where the refugee Tibetan movement is. So I ended up there as young as 21, and I started working, which is a longer story we can get to later. But, it was His Holiness the Dalai Lama who when I was talking to him about, in the initial days about forgiving my parents, one of the first thing he had told me is that, we're there when you were born. But I was literally like in a space where I was like, I don't care anymore what other people think or take.
Well, your life was on the line.
Yeah,
right?
That too.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just shut everything off from my mind. And
yeah, I think that it's important, this connection between health is not just health of the body. Of course. It's health of the mind, it's health of our energy, it's health of our emotional state. Right? Yeah.
And I often wish that we were taught that in school, that when you go to science class, there's a class for mental health, because that's where all of it starts, right?
Yes.
It's like going to the gym. You build your body, build your mind. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I talk about this all the time. My father didn't just train his body.
Right.
He trained his mind.
And it started for him from the mind, right?
Yes. I mean, a healthy, the right attitude.
Right.
The ability to self-reflect, the ability to change one's thoughts, to direct one's thoughts in a healthy direction.
Right.
And to be able to recognize the unhealthy parts and work on them.
Yeah, and oftentimes, unless we do that, we're on autopilot and we're letting our thoughts guide us.
Right.
And we are not our thoughts. Like, we can literally watch our mind, and there's everything that arises it's like seeing the sky, and there's storms that appear.
Right.
There's that whole quote in Buddhism that be like the sky, just like being like the water, right? Be like water, my friend.
Now, water can flow or it can crash.